Okay, thank you very much. It's great to be here today. Thank you for having me. I'm here to talk about Android TV and the Google Assistant. And I'm going to do that in two halves today. Firstly, just to introduce Android TV, maybe a reminder, I was here last year introducing Android TV as well. So a little update on where we are, what Android TV is, what are the benefits, how we work with operators, and where we are in the market at the moment today in terms of adoption. And then I'm going to flip over to talking about one of our big priorities for this year, which is bringing the Google Assistant to Android TV devices across many different languages, many countries, many operators this year and next year, and to talk about some of the opportunities that that creates for pay TV operators. So first up, Android. Who are we? Why are we doing this? So if you'll remember back, cast your mind back to the days before Android in mobile, where we had fragmentation across the marketplace. And what Android is here to do, and to try and bring a bit more to the TV industry, is to drive a little bit more standardization, to hopefully create a more permissive environment for innovation. And we do that through compatibility. So we have the Android open source project. Anybody can go to that repository, take that code, work with it, but then provided what they have at the end of that passes through our compatibility tests, it remains an Android compatible device. And that therefore means that any application built using the Android frameworks, the Android SDK, will function on that device. So we create an environment that can foster innovation on the device side and innovation on the service side, because no longer are we working to integrate new services on every new device. So we have more freedom on the device side and more freedom on the service side. And actually my talk today kind of splits down into those two halves. This first section here is talking about what pay TV operators are doing with devices and relates very closely to our subject here around consumer premises equipment. I can give a few examples of the different ways in which operators are taking that in really interesting directions with Android. And then the second half is the device side. So you can really see that innovation coming into play. Innovative new devices being built by pay TV operators with Android, and then innovative new services, in this case the Google Assistant, that we can deliver to many millions of devices, maybe not overnight, but very quickly. And you can see that Android vision has obviously had a great effect in mobile. Well over 2 billion active devices now, well over 1.5 million Google applications. And we can leverage that scale and that cross-device footprint to bring exciting things to TV. So just as we developed Google Maps for desktop and for mobile, and we can now put that into cars and have the best mapping technology in the world to help you get from A to B, with TV, we can develop something like the Google Assistant, something like Google's market-leading voice technology. We can develop that for mobile, and then we can bring it to TV. So, Android TV, what are we talking about? With Android TV, we're bringing both a platform and a set of services. From a platform point of view, there's a whole range of different components, a full-stack platform that you can go and get the Android open source code, a whole range of components to enable operators and service providers to build whatever they want, to build the different features and functionality, to build the services that they want on top of that platform, and still know that it will be compatible with any application that is built using the Android SDK. That means we have a whole range of components which we can see here. But then also, we bring the service side of the equation too. So that's the Google application. So you can see here we mentioned TV apps. So that's the Play Store and the 3,000 or so applications that are optimized for TV that are in the Play Store that will work on any Android TV device. That is Chromecast built into every Android TV device, meaning you can cast content from your mobile to the screen. That is voice search now in many, many different languages, and the Google Assistant as it rolls out onto set-top boxes over the next couple of years. And then also for certain different devices, you can use the Android TV launcher, and then you have all of these other components as well. What we think this adds up to is enabling pay TV operators to focus on the things that their customers actually buy them for. So the content proposition, the service that they offer, the user experience, the brand, all of these things, rather than the underlying technology. So we hope to try and take away a lot of that effort and focus on the core that is really consistent across all different TV applications and push that back into the open source project, just as we were hearing is the case for RDK earlier on. So what that means is we provide abstraction layers to enable different operators in different market environments to do whatever they want with Android TV. So that can extend to whatever sort of hardware you want, whether it's a very high-powered box with a PVR and conditional access. We have abstraction layers for plugging in different broadcast stacks, different conditional access approaches. and then an application layer that means an operator can build whatever UI they want on top of that. And of course, because you're working with Android, we think it really significantly simplifies building cross-device experiences as well. So you can build really great experiences running across from Android and iOS phones into your television, and in the future from Android Auto, Android Wear, and Android Things, extending into routers, speakers, and all sorts of other connected devices. We also now, what we talked a lot about last year was what we call the operator tier. Whereas we really think we're giving operators now complete control of what they want to do with Android TV. So for pay TV operators, that's operators selling bundles of services and selling a set-top box as part of that. We give them complete control over the UI. We have a couple of small requirements about where you place some Google applications, but basically the control of the look and feel is 100% passed over to the pay TV operator. We also, within the search interface on Android TV, we put the operator's content first, so it gets priority. So we're trying to create an environment where the operator has full control of the UI and full control of the first set of search results that are shown to the user. If the user wants to find something the operator doesn't have, then they can go and find it from other content sources, such as one of the apps in the Play Store or from YouTube. So it's enabling an operator to still have full control of what the user is seeing, but also bring in a whole wealth of extra content so that the user doesn't any longer need to move to a different device, move to HDMI 2, get up in their Smart TV or their Apple TV or their Roku. You can provide everything that they need, but still have complete control. What that has all generated is really significant momentum with us, for us, particularly over the last 12 to 18 months with pay TV operators. So we're doubling year on year at the moment in terms of activations, working with a whole range of smart TV partners and set-top box manufacturers. But particularly on the pay TV operator side, we're now launched with 27 operators around the world. We have about 65 or so projects in development with pay TV operators. So really significant momentum building for Android TV. And what we're seeing there's a real variety now. So we have satellite services, cable, with all of the different conditional access and security variants that you might need to support those methods, IPTV, we have OTT boxes. I wanted to just give a few examples, I guess, to bring that to life. So NTT Docomo launched recently with a very high-powered IPTV set-top box supporting Dolby Vision, HDR, 3 gig of RAM in there, really high-powered, beefy, traditional set-top box IPTV. And then in Kenya, we have Safaricom, who launched an Android TV box with a built-in SIM and a router and a data plan. So it's the only box that a household needs to take that data over the mobile network, broadcast it to the home, and also watch video. They can do that because we have easy, simple abstraction layers to plug in those different components to Android TV and create a device that they know is perfectly attuned to them and their market opportunity. This is really the Android way. We try to go to market, we try to enable partners to do what they need for their particular market, rather than dictate what we think that they need. And then Canal Digital launched very recently as well, earlier this year, with a satellite set-top box in Norway with conditional access, a kind of traditional managed service pay TV offering. Another couple of examples I like, LGU Plus, one of the biggest IPTV operators in Korea, have launched a sound bar with us with built-in Android TV, offering a real premium audio experience for their customers. And we'll see lots of new innovations along these lines over the next year, I think, from very kind of lightweight turnkey set-top boxes and dongles, meaning that people can get up and running with a set-top box very, very cheaply, through to high-powered devices. So a few words on the assistant. As I hope most people will know by now, the Google Assistant is designed to help users get things done in their life. So it's an evolution of search. So whereas with voice search on Android TV devices at the moment, you can say whatever you want. You can use Google's best-in-class voice-to-text and natural language processing technology. Whereas what the assistant does is helps you actually get things done and put that into practice in your life. So with over 1,500 device control partners linking to your smart home devices, and the assistant now becoming available across multiple surfaces. We're launching on hundreds of millions of Android devices this year across many, many different languages. For TV alone, we're going to be coming to France, Germany, the Netherlands, Japan, Korea, and a couple more. And we think as Google, we're uniquely positioned to do this really well, to do great voice recognition and voice search, and to provide a great AI assistant experience. We have invested in machine learning for years now. We think we have the best technology for voice to text. We have huge amounts of data to continue improving and evolving that model. And of course, we have everything that Google knows about the world, from search and the knowledge graph to provide answers and insights and direct actions. And we're looking to bring that to TV. And what that means is being able to do direct actions, so to launch straight into content when I know what I want to watch. So being able to say, play Stranger Things, for example. Controlling the set-top box, rewind, fast forward, change channel, whatever you want it to be. And then also controlling your smart home and IoT devices. Then you can also ask for information clearly, anything that Google knows you can display on the screen, and then access services from third parties. Any services that are integrated with the Assistant through the Actions on Google protocol will be available for consumers to use on their television through the Assistant with Android TV. So I'll show a quick video rather than going through that slide in detail.
Okay, Google, what can you do?
You can ask me things like,
play some music.
Play Master of None.
Yumtown, population Biv.
Show me other TV shows set in New York.
Tell me about the third one.
here's some information about Luke Cage.
Open Netflix.
Open Google Play Movies.
Okay, is it like a picture?
Open HBO. Pause. How many episodes are in Game of Thrones?
There are 67 episodes.
And what's on my agenda for today?
There's nothing on your calendar.
Unpause.
And winter is coming.
Show me pictures from winter break.
Search YouTube for videos of dogs wearing people clothes.
What's the forecast for today?
There is a 95% chance of precipitation.
Great. Play Narcos.
Play Insecure.
Glow.
Orange is the new black.
The Crown.
Play Stranger Things.
Dim the lights.
Okay, and as we launch the Assistant with operator partners this year in different languages, starting with French and then German in terms of Europe, we'll be integrating all of those kind of direct action features, all of that control mechanism directly into the set-top box for operators to bring to their customers. And the opportunity for operators doesn't stop with just having the best quality content discovery and voice search interface. There are opportunities for operators to integrate with the Google Assistant through the Actions on Google protocol. So Vodafone in the UK have already launched, and Telefonica were demoing their integration at MWC earlier this year, where you can check your bill, check your data consumption, pay your bill, upgrade your package, all kind of reducing interactions with the customer service center, and all in an operator-branded environment. Where you can be passed from the Google Assistant to the Vodafone or Telefonica Assistant with a new voice, with new branding within there, all delivered through the Google Assistant Actions on Google protocol. And as mentioned earlier on, you have all of the smart home integrations with the Google Assistant, 1,500 home control partners for devices, opportunities for pay operators to get up and running with a smart home strategy very quickly and easily. You've got all of these partners out there who you could be buying devices from, white labeling, bundling devices. And then, of course, with the Assistant, you can introduce voice control to older set-top boxes as well by working with Actions on Google. Again, we are launching direct actions for set-top box control this year, meaning that you could take a Google Home or a Google Home Mini or any one of the third-party speakers from manufacturers like Sony or Bose and use that to control your set-top box, or just use your telephone. So an opportunity for operators to, again, bundle a new piece of hardware, perhaps, and then use that to control the set-top box and get up and running with the best quality voice experience on older set-top boxes. OK, that's that. Thank you.
Stay up here. Ed won't be part of the panel, so if you've got any questions for him, please speak up. We've got a couple of minutes we could use for that. I have one while maybe they're getting their thoughts on this, but one of the things that people are concerned about is the hooks maybe behind the scenes. So are you required to have Widevine, for instance, as your security system as part of any Android TV deployment? Mm-hmm. And is the data on the user, the behavioral data, coming from what they're choosing, what they're doing on the remote control. Is that something you share with the operator? How does that work?
Sure, so I can do this in turn. So Widevine does need to come in the device for DRM in order to support Google Play Movies and Chromecast. Play Ready is in there as well. So in many cases, that does what an operator might need for an OTT device. And then whatever else they want to integrate for CAS or other DRM is totally fine. We maintain an arm's length relationship with Widevine. It's just there to support Cast and Play Movies. And then on the second side, exactly as on your Android phone, neither Samsung nor Vodafone sees what you're doing within your Facebook app. We don't see what happens within the operator's application on an Android TV set-top box, and neither does the manufacturer. So we don't have any data on viewing behavior and consumption to share back with the operator because we don't see any of it. We capture some very basic bits of data for platform maintenance, the number of boxes that are on the latest Android version, crashes, some anonymized sort of aggregated information like that. But everything to do with viewing behavior and consumption remains completely belongs to the operator, just as the set-top box belongs to the operator.
Okay, thank you. Any last chance to pin him? But, okay, we do have a question at the back. Just the one question.
Just the one question. Are you planning to bring out your own Google set-top box?
No plans that I'm aware of. We tried that before.
Thank you, Ed. Anyway, much appreciated. Thanks for that presentation.